So my map has never been, I want to be a millionaire. I've never said that to myself. Going back to the map and saying, okay, where do I want to be, or where do I want to go with this money map? Over the years, asking that question, my answer has always been, I want to understand this money thing better, so that I can teach my daughter about the things that I didn't know about when it comes to money. Almost 16 years ago, I met a bunch of real estate investors, and I was shooting video at the time. So they're like hiring me to shoot their remodels or the fix and flips that they were doing. And one of them, we were having a conversation, and he handed me a book. He's like, you got to read this book. And I can't remember if we were talking about money, real estate, whatever, but he's like, read this book. It's like my gift to you. And the book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, which I've talked about on this show before. And I most likely went through that book in one night, maybe two. And it opened up my eyes and the world of money in a way that I never, ever saw it before. Robert talks about how the education system isn't set up to teach us about money. Like when you're young in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and if you're a dad and your kids are this age, you probably are going through that kind of homework where they're learning about pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, that kind of shit, dollars, fives, tens, 20s, that kind of stuff, and trying to memorize what each of those pieces of the physical, what we think of as physical money, like what it represents. But once you learn the money, the education system doesn't keep advancing with you as you age. Unless you're taking the financial courses, they're not teaching you about credit, credit cards, real estate, like all these other forms of money that I talked about earlier, the stock market, things like that. So that was the one thing that I was like, man, Kiyosaki's totally right. It was true in Kiyosaki's time back in the 60s and 70s, or whenever he was in school at that time, all the way up to now. So that was the one thing. We're not going to learn this from our formal education system. You got to go out and find it.